Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. If this is your first time visiting me, I would like to thank you. While you're here, please like, subscribe, and share this channel. By taking this action, you will be helping the channel to grow. Also, take a moment to read my About page so that you can have some understanding about who I am. I will never copy another person's work, nor will I ever copy another person's title. That is because I am authentically me. This work is a part of my bloodline. I thank you for visiting, and I hope that you will return. Please check out my other videos. All are welcome to share his or her story in the comment section below, because your story may be a helpmate to someone else. My channel is a no judgment zone place for healing in some sort of way. If my video does not resonate with you, please do not try to make it fit your circumstances at all. For anyone else and everyone else that the message does make sense to, take from it what will help you on your journey towards your happiness in every area of your life. Once again, I am Empress Real 1584. The Good Witch. This channel was all about healing, so let's begin healing together. Last night, I tried to start the Virgo reading, as some of you may saw, but I was ill, under the weather, and I still am. Let me tell you, I've been pushing off going to the doctor. A lot of people think that it's so easy and simple to go to a doctor to get a diagnosis. However, I'm going to be honest, there's a lot going on in my life, right? When you do this kind of work, people try to come against you. People try to attack you spiritually. And with that being said, guess what? That's what people are trying to do. But boo-hoo to the fools, right? Because I come with a strong team behind me. And a lot of people who wish ill intent, they even follow me on here. Even some of my family members, even some of my husband's family members, they follow me up here hoping that I would say or do or something that they can hear. But guess what? I'm different. I'm always about the shit. I am. I'm always about whatever somebody is here for. So I can't make any apologies, but I will say, excuse me. I'm still down. I'm still a little under the weather, but I'm bouncing back. I'm bouncing back. A lot of times people wish ill intent on you. And it's really for no reason, right? Sometimes people, they're jealous of you for no reason. Sometimes you come into a situation where shit is already going on and you just happen to come into the thick of it. A lot of times people get upset when you give people warnings. I give people warnings sometimes. But more importantly, my husband, I like to be a few steps ahead of individuals. And I'm always going to make sure he's a few steps ahead. So with that being said, yes, I had to take a sabbatical last night. I had to get offline immediately. But I'm here. I'm here, right? And to my family members who wish ill intent on me, I'm coming for you. To my husband, family members who wish ill intent on me, I'm coming for you. And you probably already feel it. Sometimes you have to battle with different entities, but only one person could win, and I'm always going to be the victor. I'm always going to be victorious. I make no gripes about it. I'm a root worker. I'm a witch doctor. And when people see that and they go to other witch doctors and they let people know that I don't want to fuck with her, and then they try to go to another one and pay another one, to try to knock me off my feet? Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. A long time ago, it was this thing put on me, and it was called protection. Anytime people fuck with me, shit happens to them, and it doesn't have to be by my hands. My spiritual team is always sitting and wait, always ready and prepared to help, you know. But I'm not going to front. I'm still a little under. And that's because sometimes people try to attack you spiritually. But then when you come back out, they hide. And that's what we're dealing with. But for those of you who watch and report, here I am, right? Here I am. And I'm with all the shits. All of it. Always. Today I'm doing a Virgo reading. I attempted to do a Virgo reading last night, but I couldn't. I was ill. People try to attack you in so many different ways, but I was ill. But spiritual warfare is a mother, isn't it? It's a mother. But let's get to this Virgo reading, specifically for people born on August the 28th. Last night I got a little tongue-tied in my reading as well. But I've explained, I had a motorcycle accident a little while ago. And I was being reckless, you know. Speeding in the rain with no helmet on. So with that, it comes impairments with me getting tongue-tied every now and then. But here I am. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. I see my husband online. I see my daughter online. I see my little sister just joined in. And other people will emerge tonight. You know, and other people are going to emerge. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Because you're never going to catch me lacking. But let's get to this Virgo reading. This was a promise. You know, the other night I did a Virgo reading. And when I did that reading, there was a woman, you know, who kept sending gifts to me, sending hearts. And she said, with me watching the videos, that's how she's able to stay steps ahead in a situation that she's dealing with. I felt that. But I said I would come back and I would do a reading. Also, a gentleman, Spencer, you know, I went on live with him the other day. I did an Aquarius reading. He said I was on point. I always tell people I'm like a DNA. You know how when women go and get a DNA test, or when men take their females to court for a DNA, and when it's your child, they never say it's 100% because they leave a certain percent forever. I am like a DNA. I'm 99.9% accurate. I promise that. I'm never going to disappoint. Please like, please share, and comment. I always take these live videos and I post them onto my YouTube platform. You know, recently I spoke about how people would watch me, other tarot readers, and they would take my content and they would put it in their content. And a lot of you have been gracious, letting me know who. And I promise you, you don't have to let me know who. I see. I'm not like other platforms. The difference between me and them, some people, they need these and this is all they could do and nothing else. And some people can't even do these. And that's because they have no gifts. I'm a psychic. That makes me separate from a deck of cards. I am a medium. That's separated from a deck of cards. But I also read tarot. But when I read tarot, it's always with my ancestors. I never do a tarot reading without asking for permission and asking for help. So when people take my content, always understand there's always going to be an element to what I do. A lot of times I put things in my content just for people who like to take. And I made a video and I told you that people will show you who they are and they will tell on themselves. And guess what? People talking. People are talking because a lot of things that you repeated, they were spells to make you talk, to make you tell on yourself. So when you try to take someone's content, you better know what you're doing. I'm like that. I'm built differently. And a lot of things has been happening in a lot of people's lives. And that's making them come up. And they're doing tarot readings and telling on themselves. And it's a beautiful thing, right? That shows me that the work of my family, it still works generations later. You know, you just have to sit back and let a person show you who they are. But we're going to get to this Virgo reading. Virgos, I like you guys a lot, you know. Let me just say that. Not all of you, but a lot of Virgos, I really like them. A lot of Aquarius people I like. Libras I like. Scorpios I like. Whew. Capricorns I like because they sit opposite of me on the zodiac wheel, right? And it's a lot of signs that I don't care too much for, but I'm always going to give you the best of me anytime that I do a reading. I'm always going to give you your justice, your due right. If a reading is for you, it'll be for you from the beginning of the reading to the end of the reading. If the reading is not for you, as soon as I start speaking, click off. I always tell people to click off. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It's so important for you to click off. You should never listen to something that you don't understand. In my readings, if it's for you, it'll be for you from the beginning of the reading till the end. You don't have to take a piece from here and there to make it fit your situation. That means if it's not for you, as soon as I begin the reading, then it's not for you. Tarot has no timing. I have videos posted, over 300 and something plus videos. There's no timing on tarot. I may have a video in the ball that when you look at it, that means it's for you at that time, if you resonate with that reading. But every reading is not going to be for everyone because these are not personal readings. However, I do personal readings. On my website, you can book an appointment with me. I do tarot readings, but I always call in my guides to help. I'm just a messenger. I do mediumship readings to whereas I connect with a crossed over loved one, friends, family, whoever comes through for you, neighbor, whatever the case may be. I also do psychic readings. Anytime you book an appointment with me, you're giving me your express permission for me to really dive in and look at your life. When I do a psychic reading with anyone, or if I do a mediumship reading with anyone, I don't want you to give me information. I need for you to shh and allow me to deliver everything that I see. Once I'm done, you can ask me all the questions that you need to, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But allow me to share with you what I'm receiving from my spiritual team, and we can go from there. Once again, I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch, and I send to you all nothing but love and light. We have a new moon tonight, right? And my time says 9:59 p.m. So around 11 p.m., it's so imperative for you to start soaking in the energy of this new moon, which we coined the black moon. And the reason why we coined this the black moon is because there's going to be another new moon within this same calendar month. That's the only reason why we coined it the black moon. But this new moon is different. You need to get out there and set your intentions. And when I say get out there, that means depending on where you live, everyone is not going to see the moon. But you will be able to use the energies, even if the clouds are in front of it, you will be able to use the energies. You'll be able to use them tomorrow. You'll be able to use them the day after tomorrow. This is not the full moon to whereas you grab a mason jar, fill it up with water, and you set your intentions. This one is different. This new moon, which we coined the black moon, you can use it in a whole different way. A lot of us who are spiritual, we meditate to manifest a certain outcome that we wish to see within our lives or for someone else. This new moon, you get to skip the meditation process and go straight to the source. The source is the moon. Since I was a child, I have always prayed to the moon. It's just something that my grandfather did and something that he taught his grandchildren, meaning my cousins. Some of us listened, some of us didn't. His wife, my grandmother, she was very religious. So my grandfather did not go to church with her. She would go to church on Sundays and she would take us with her. And sometimes Sundays when she didn't feel like going, guess what? They still dressed us up anyway. And we had to go to church, right? So I do know the Bible. Anybody could tell you. I was totally into my Bible, trying to live both sides of the coin. The way my grandmother wanted me to be, the way my grandfather wanted me to be. So I was always teeter-tottering. And even when I was strictly into my faith, being a participant with religion, it didn't mean I was not a sinner, because I did sin, right? Everyone does. Even your preachers. That's why so many are coming out as being other than, right? Married to women when they're, gay. Listen, no offense, because it's the real deal. I also have a godfather who's a bishop, who is a root worker. He's also a mason. And he's a host of other things as well. But he is the head of many churches, right? Everyone is entitled to do and be who they are. I remove religion from under my belt. I don't follow at all. But I would never knock anyone who follows, because you have a choice, and it's called free will. All humans have free will. Please believe me. Each and every one of us have free will. We have the power to do what we desire to do for ourselves, for the detriment or for the betterment. Everyone, right? All of us have free will to do right or to do wrong, plain and simple. But let's get to this Virgo reading, because right after this reading, I'm going in for a Leo reading. And so I don't want to be all night, because I need to use the resources from this moon from this moon. So I'm going to point my camera down. We're going to get into the Virgo reading. And excuse me, I'm still a little under the weather. I'm giving myself the biggest bounce back. But after this bounce back, there's going to be some repercussions for a lot of people, I promise. You know, I told you that this reading is for Virgo, but it's more so specifically for those that are born on August the 28th, right? You know, Virgos, they have this thing about them that's neither good or bad. It depends on how you look at it. You know, Virgo, they just have a strong personality. This Virgo, they have a strong personality. And you like doing things your way, right? You are truly a genuine original. Let me just say that. You are a genuine original. I like to call myself a genuine original because everybody likes to copy and follow the leader, and I am most definitely a leader. I don't know how to be a follower. But you, Virgo, you are a true, genuine original. You have this unique ability about you. Thank you. Thank you so much. But you have this unique ability about you. Let me explain. You're level-headed. And you know how to listen to your intuition. Some people know how to listen to their intuition, but they're not level-headed at doing so. You are not only level-headed, but you know how to listen to your intuition. That skill is very difficult for many people, but you don't have that problem. Many people don't have that skill set that you possess. Trust me. Trust me. You have a temper, but your temper is with good intentions because you are like a crusader who protects people, even strangers. That is very noble of you. You crave personal success on a grand scale, and you are attached to recognition. But let me back up and let me explain the crusader in you. The best example, let's just say, if you walked into, as I was saying last night, if you walked into a grocery store, right? And when you walk into a grocery store, you may see a flock of people around a customer. And they've just accused this customer of stealing. So you, Virgo, the crusader, you walk slow so you can listen. And when you hear and you connect to the person that's being accused, something instinctively inside of you makes you jump in and ask, where's your proof? Show the cameras. You're like that police officer. Show the cameras. You're always ready to run to someone's rescue. That's the crusader in you. You don't like for anyone to be hurt. It doesn't matter if you know them or not. You love to protect people. And no disrespect, you like to protect the underdog. People who really don't have a voice or don't know how to use their voice. You don't like for anyone to be trampled on. You don't like for anyone to be kicked, punched. You are always ready to run to the rescue. And you're noble for that. You crave personal success on a grand scale. You want recognition. But please understand, Virgo, that you will not always get the recognition that you desire. I see you as a perfectionist because you throw yourself completely into every product, every project, every person that you encounter. But you are very meticulous at what you do. You're very meticulous. You don't want to fail. You're meticulous in your execution of your plans and your ideas. This Virgo, let me just say this. Once you are involved in a course of action, you pursue it with total commitment. I hope that you know how blessed that you are by the universe. I really do. You have a sound business judgment. You pick up on things that others tend to miss. This Virgo, you are quick-witted and you have a sharp mind. You are a master at swift comebacks. And so, cross watchers, let me just say this to you. It would be foolish of you to cross this Virgo born on August the 28th. You know, I'm laughing to myself on the inside because this Virgo has a devilish sense of humor that can send people around them into laughter, but a beautiful laughter. Listen, you can do absolutely well in any profession. You are blessed, let me just say. But you're best suited for a career that calls for creative talents. You are blessed. And I hope that you know how to hone in on your abilities because you have great communication skills. You could be a great writer, famous writer. Acting wouldn't be a bad thing for you. Journalism wouldn't be bad. Jumping into broadcasting or simply teaching. And some of you, you have a knack for politics, right? Because you can debate with anyone. Physically, you are passionate, but emotionally, you can be hot or cold. You know, and that's a true meeting of the mind. But romance is not important, but then it is important to you. You know, we call the Virgo born on August the 28th the root number 1. That makes you want to rush in head first into an intimate relationship. But then you realize that you should have took precautions to be cautious. Virgo sun gets you to think twice. So this new moon that's taking place in the mutable earth sign of Virgo, which is who you are, we call this the black moon. This black moon is so rare. The black moon is simply a term for a second new moon in the same month. Well, the same calendar month. I need you to understand how blessed you are. The energy for this moon is very strong tonight, tomorrow, and a few days from now. Use the energy of this moon. It represents a celestial state cleaning. It's cleaning out the old, making room for the new. And it's time for you to set your intentions on your future. The new moon's energy encourages you to focus on daily routines, as I said in the last reading, your health, and also wellness and acts of service, the services that you provide to yourself. Because we know how strong you are at always wanting to help people, but we also know how people use you. We saw that in the last reading, how you're always giving, giving, giving. But with you giving, People get upset when you need to take a step back to say no. Allow them to be upset. You know, before I came to this reading, I said to my husband, I said to my daughter, how do I explain getting offline last night quickly as I did? And my husband says, you owe no one an explanation. That's exactly what he said. He was like, you care too much. So I said, listen, I'm just going to come with the truth. There are forces that are jealous forces, envious forces that try to send things in my direction, things meaning demonic energies. However, some will be able to penetrate and some will not be able to. It's how I keep my vibrations up. A lot of times I have to step back from doing readings only because I need my energy to do what I'm doing over here. Yes, I work for myself. I work for myself, you know, and then I help others. And sometimes that can exhaust you. True story. You know, it can exhaust when you're doing work for other people. It can exhaust. So that happens. You know what I mean? But let us get to this reading. I could have used the same cards that I used last night and kept them out. But no, you deserve your fresh start, Virgo. But Virgo, you really need to know how blessed you are. Every sign is different. Even if you share the same sign with someone, you're different. You're not the same as the person you share a sign with. I'm a Cancer, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be friendly with all Cancers and that we're all this jolly family and we are alike. Absolutely not. We are all uniquely made. But this Virgo, August 28th, you're special. And I hope you use your energy, not just honing in to always want to rescue and save people, but I hope you use this energy and give back to you on a grand scale. You can do so many different things. There's not one thing that you lack at. Many people lack at a lot of different things. A lot of people choose the wrong career. Then some of them want to go back to college and they want to pick a different career. But whatever you decide to do, you're going to be great at it. You can pick any career and you can be the leader of it because you were blessed. This Virgo is different. This Virgo is blessed. You're special. But sometimes people don't even realize how special they are. And you really have to know how special you are. I'm not going to say who because the person is watching. But I'm going to share this with you as quickly as I can. I encountered this person. And I told this person that they had some great skills. I told them that they were a psychic. I told them that they are a medium. But they had to choose. Anytime when you are opening to accepting what you have and what you can do, you always have to pick a side, straight up. And this person had picked to do right with their gifts. And they kept asking me to teach them, help them, show them. Everybody's journey is always going to be different. But I took my time showing this person the different things that they were going to encounter, because there were some things that they had to be initiated in that can make them run for the hills or to stand strong in their strength. They chose to stand strong in their strength, but they chose to do it in the way that I had not ever encountered before. They wanted to challenge everything about their journey. They wanted to challenge. So I'm like, shit, I can't fuck with you like that, because I've never seen anybody to antagonize a spirit. I've never seen it. And so they was like, well, I'm built different. I'm like, okay, you're built different. But I'm like this, because I know those spirits, We all have to come across them. So to make a long story short, I tiptoed with them through their journey. But then this person would always get upset and be like, you're not showing me anything. You're not teaching me anything. So I'm like, okay. I'm like Mr. Miyagi. And this person was Danielson. So Mr. Miyagi showed Danielson how to wax on, wax off. So Danielson thought it was a waste of time, because you're just teaching me how to wash your car and do all your chores. So then it was like a week ago. Well, this person said, I hear. And I'm like, yeah, what did you hear? So this person told me what they heard. So I said, I'm happy for you. This person said, I saw. I said, so what did you see? And they told me, and I'm like, well, I'm happy for you. Then I went back to the person, and I'm like, you wanted me to be a magician and pull a rabbit out of the hat when you had to bring yourself to every step that you encounter. You had to be ready for these phases. It's like when you stand a newborn baby up and the baby has to get his balance. And that's all the baby will do. And then the baby will sit down because the baby doesn't feel confident to take that step. So now the baby knows it can stand up, so the baby will hold on to something. And when the baby holds on to something, it can walk all around a coffee table because it's holding on. I don't want you to hold on. Not to me. I want you to hold on to your own strength. I want you to hold on to yourself. So as I didn't allow this person to hold on, this person got frustrated. But once again, I was Mr. Miyagi. And this person was Daniel's son. So now this person has grown levels and levels and levels. If it's in you, you don't need anybody to be the magician for you. You have to be your own magician of your own life. Virgo, you are blessed. You can go into any job and body it. You can go into any job and perfect it, master it. Anything you do, you're going to be perfect at it. A lot of people, they're like, perfection, nobody is perfect. That's not true. This particular Virgo, you are blessed. A lot of people could only wish to have what you have. People you encounter, people are always wanting to be in your hemisphere. But the biggest problem you have, and you have to work on, wellness, your health. Health also equals mental. It's not just physical, but it's mental, because you got to stop rushing into situations. And then when they don't work out, then you think about them and you're like, I saw this wasn't going to work out. I knew it wasn't. But damn it, if you were to apply those same skills before, then you wouldn't have to go through the things that you go through. Because sometimes those energies that you have, you use them backwards. You question everything first, not later. Your problem is you rush in and then you question. That's backwards. You need to question first before you jump in, and you'll be perfect. But let's get to this reading. Let's get to this reading. Look, my little remote control, right? I'm trying. You know I can't fly an airplane, so I wouldn't even try to be a pilot, right? Let's get to this reading. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Virgo. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. Spirit guides, what message do you have for Virgo? What message do you have for Virgo? What does Virgo need to know? Thank you. Wow. In other news, Spirit wants you to allow love into your life. The door of love and romance is open for you. Let your guard down and welcome it. Spirit says you deserve it. We were just talking about the way you do things backwards. You question everything after. The door of love to romance is open. You can have it, but you have to stop rushing in. Stop diving in without checking to see if there's any water into the pool. Because you always dive in without looking. And what happens to an empty pool when you dive in? You get hurt. Spirit wants you to allow love into your life. Absolutely. Because the door of love and romance is absolutely open for you. And you can let your guard down and welcome it. Because you deserve it. But take your time. When you see that something is not right, question it right then and there. Question the person. Ask as many questions as you possibly can. You should get to know a person fully. It's like when you jump into a relationship, now we go together. Now you're my boyfriend or you're my girlfriend. We're stuck together like glue. And then one day the house is quiet. You're not talking to each other. And you hear this person chew. And you're like, shit, I don't like the way he or she chews. Guess what? If you would have paid attention, it would have been okay. You could have said, I don't know if I want to deal with that. You may say that, oh my God, this person doesn't wash their hands after they come out the bathroom. Well, guess what? You would have saw all these things if you didn't rush them. The bottom line is take your time. Love, you can have it. Romance, you can have it. But take your time and get to know the person, period. And make sure it's what you want. At the bottom of the deck, this just in. Karma is real, Virgo. Whatever you put out into the universe will surely find its way back to you. So be mindful of what you say and what you do, for you will always reap what you sow. whether it's good or bad. Karma, ooh, is a mother, right? And when I say karma is a mother, that means karma is a motherfucker, right? Let me tell you. Because when karma wants to pay someone back, karma is going to do it in the greatest way, a very uncomfortable way. But when you're solid, you never have to worry about anything, Virgo. Stay solid, because I'm speaking to a Virgo that you're solid. You are solid. And don't let anybody take you away from being you. Don't. People will come in to try to knock you off your position, and you are a leader. A lot of people, when you have that leadership ability, they get jealous. They get angry. When people see the way people love you, they get jealous. They get angry. You don't notice it because you're too busy liking everybody, wanting to help everybody. And when you do notice it, it may frustrate you. You're quick-witted. You can shut a whole conversation down. 1, 2, 3. No disputing that. Aries has that power. Guess what? Scorpio has that power as well, to shut people down in a nasty, nice way. You have that same power. But don't let anybody knock you off your throne. It's so important for you to stand strong and begin to hone in on your gifts, because you are truly blessed beyond belief. This new moon, if you can, get outside and speak. Talk. That's all you have to do. And honesty and truth. That's it. No lies need to be told, because before you say something to this moon already knows what you're going to say. It's up to you to use the energy wisely. All you have to do is to speak, to talk, and say everything that you desire to have for yourself. Or if you're asking for something for someone else, speak in truth. That's all you have to do with this moon, is to speak and talk like you're talking to your best friend that'll never tell your secrets. You're just talking and having a conversation. That's what this moon is, right? So let's jump into this reading. I'm going to move quickly. It's 10:32. I'm going to move as quickly as I can because I'm coming back with a Leo reading. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Virgo. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. If this reading is for a male, I will say so. If this reading is for a female, I will say so. If I don't say anything, understand that we all have masculine and also feminine energies. We do. And if I don't say anything, you put yourself where you need to. But let me tell you, my readings are explanatory. I will tell you everything you need to know. Let's get to this. We're starting off with the number 6, and that's the Lovers, right? Don't forget, your first card that came out says Spirit wants you to allow love into your life. The door of love and romance is open for you. Let your guard down and welcome it. Spirit says that you most definitely deserve it, Virgo. The first card that we have out is the Lovers. So if you're single, you've been thinking about love, being in a relationship, and you're attracting it. Let me tell you, you are attracting it. You want love. Who doesn't? Even if you're in a relationship, you may not be in a relationship that's healthy at this present time. And you may desire love from your person, and they have not been showing you as of recent. But you don't just want love, you want passion, you want romance, you want it all, right? And it's okay, because when you're in a relationship, you should have all of that. You have a decision to make if you're in a relationship, whether to stay or go, to be or not to be with this person. And if you're single, Virgo, guess what? Same thing. You have a decision to make, because people are attracted to you, but you have to pick the right one, the best one that's for you. That's why you need to take your time, not to rush like you usually do. Romance, it'll be there when you choose the right person. Your person, if you're in a relationship, you desire more. You don't feel like your relationship has been passionate. You don't even feel like you're still attracted to this person, but you have a decision to make to stay or go. However, any relationship, you want duality. You want that equal give and take, and you want a solid partnership. So you have a decision to make. If you're single, allow your energy to connect to that person. I was always taught that actions speak louder than words. Your energy is an action. Allow you to connect to the person. Your energy will tell you. Your energy is the core of you, the soul of you. And your soul will tell you to run or stay. And it will. A lot of times we allow the ego to get in the way. And the ego says, even if we see a red flag, we can fix them. And you can't. I can change them. And you can't. That's what the ego does. The ego makes you step into a relationship that you knew that you had no business in. And then you're miserable. Then you have good days. And then you're back to being miserable again. That's what the ego does. But when you allow your soul to truly connect to the individual, even in regular casual conversation, your energy will tell you if this person is or not for you. We have the Knight of Wands, Virgo. The Knight of Wands simply is someone that's passionate. And you desire to have passion. You want romance. You want passion. And you don't want to be in love with the thought of being in love. You want to feel it from your person as you show it to your person. You want to take adventures. You want to have fun with your person. But the Knight of Wands is a Prince Charming that's coming in, right? And it's a Prince Charming. It's a knight. It's someone that's new that you're getting to know, right? You may start to go out on dates with this person. So pay attention to everything when you're with this person. But don't be hasty. If a person tries to rush you, and if they're being hasty with anything, that's a red flag. Don't be hasty, right? And you have to be careful, because the Knight of Wands can be someone that's lustful, can be someone that will say all the right things just to get the draws. And that's a true story. So just be careful with the Knight of Wands. And you should not be hasty anyway. Do you guys see all of these videos where all of these people speaking about their health? It's a beautiful thing that they're sharing their stories. But are you seeing the faces of these diseases? The beauty, whether they're male or female? It's a sad world that we live in. And let me tell you, people get diseases not because they didn't protect themselves, but people lie. The best looking things could be the worst things. So just be careful, because the Knight of Wands, they can come in and they can go out just as quickly and leave you with something. Be careful. The Knight of Wands is passionate. The Knight of Wands does all the things that you want him or her to do, and then they can be fleeing. They can go. Just be careful. We spoke about you, Virgo, wanting a relationship, to have someone to love, but this time you're going to do it differently. You're not going to rush. Take your time. We have the number 8, which is strength. Strength, we can equate this to Leo, right? The Lion. I'm doing a Leo reading next, but courage. Be courageous, be strong, and have patience. It takes patience to get to know someone. It takes patience, and you've heard me say this before, and my husband is in the background watching. Let me tell you, my husband and I, we grew up across the street from each other. He was my neighbor. We grew up as children. He was my first kiss. However, we never had a sexual encounter. Kissing, yes, we were kids. Teenagers, we kissed again. Yes, we did. We kissed again as teenagers. Still nothing sexual. Another time, we ended up in a hotel room, and guess what? We didn't do anything. We kissed again. Nothing happened. Something always got in the way. However, he was the man where I'm from. All the women liked him. Guess what? I was that girl where we were from. And I was the shit too. But we never had a sexual encounter. Now, as adults, when we came across one another again, and my daughter is probably going to click off because she doesn't want to hear this, I said to him, he said, I'm a date a little while. I'm going to go out there and have some fun. And I said, before you go out and have fun, can I hit that? For those of you who don't understand what that means I said, can we take a roll in the hay and then you go and do what you want, right? Before he got tainted, right? That's what I said. And he said, no. And my ego, I was like, huh? He said no to me, but I was okay with it. I was like, forget it then. Patience. And now he's my husband because we were patient with one another. We took time to get to know each other. That's why things kept getting in the way when we were kids, when we were teenagers, when we were young adults. Things kept getting in the way because it wasn't the right time then. Here we are, and we're married. Patience. You have to be patient, Virgo. That's the only thing that you have to hone in on and not rush into the relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. You want something solid. And in order for you to have something solid, you have to be patient. You have to tame the beast within. That's going to take a lot of courage. You don't have to rush. Don't rush. We have the 7 of Wands, Virgo. The 7 of Wands is defending yourself. Setting boundaries. The last Virgo reading I did, I spoke about you setting boundaries. Here I am again, a whole different deck of cards, and you're setting boundaries. Setting boundaries with people. Saying no to people. And it's like that sometimes. The Knight of Wands, you're definitely going to have to set boundaries with the Knight of Wands because they're going to come in saying and doing all the right things. But with the Strength card being here, you're going to take your time and you're going to do things slowly. And it's going to require a lot of patience on your side because you're used to rushing things. I promise you, my husband had to teach me patience because anything worth having is worth waiting for. Let me tell you, if you're in a relationship, you have to make a decision. Do you want to be in the relationship? Are you absolutely satisfied? This is the new moon. Do you want to give it another go? Are you confident that you're going to get all the things that you desire from the relationship? You desire passion. You desire love. You want that equal give and take. That's a decision you need to make. And if you're not in a relationship, you have to set boundaries. Don't rush anything with anyone. Take your time and get to know them. Plain and simple. We have the Nine of Pentacles. When the Nine of Pentacles appears, that's wealth. That's you having enough to be self-sufficient. When I started the reading, we spoke about any job that you did, you were going to do your due diligence and be the best at it. The Nine of Pentacles is wealth because you are blessed. You are different. You can do whatever you want and be great at it. So, there's something that you desire, and it's freedom. You want to be adventurous. You want to have fun. You want to go out and you want to do things. But you don't want to do it alone, even though you can. But you would rather do these things with a partner, with a significant other. Those of you who are in a relationship, that's your problem, is that you don't get to date your person. You don't get to hang out with them. You don't go on dates. It's the same shit, but on a different day, and you're bored with it. To those of you who are not in a relationship, Virgo, guess what? That's why you're taking your time. You're getting to know the person because you require freedom, but freedom to be who you are, truly. You want to have fun. Let's just say if you wanted to go skydiving, you want to do it with your person. You want to be you, authentically. You want to be free. You want to show this person who you truly are. And I feel like in your past relationships, you were not who you are. You hid yourself. But the Nine of Pentacles is financial independence. So if you're going outside and you're speaking to the moon tonight, even if you're doing it from your window in your home and you're just speaking to the moon, you're saying to the moon, financially, I need to be in a good place right now. We have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups, simply, you have choices to make. If you're in a relationship, a choice to stay or go. If you stay, you want to be honest with your person. You want to let them know that you're bored with it and things need to be changed. And if you are not in a relationship, you're fantasizing on the type of love that you desire. and what you want to have from that relationship. And so you're being creative when you speak to the moon tonight and you give the moon your wish list on the things that you desire. There's no illusions here. You know what you want, so speak it. We have the Eight of Cups. If you're in a relationship, you could be walking away from the relationship. You could have said, hey, I've made my mind up. I'm done. I'm letting go. Because you're like, I could do bad by myself. However, if you're thinking about traveling, you may meet someone on the other side, wherever you're going to. You may be thinking about taking a vacation to breathe, just to breathe. But the number 8 is usually always a spiritual number that symbolizes a positive mindset and mental stability. So your angels are giving you a heads up about the abundance, as we saw with the 9 of Pentacles, that will soon be coming your way, Virgo. Material abundance or abundance when it comes to your career. Because I told you you're blessed. You will have success. You do need to find balance between the spiritual and material aspects of your life in order to live as abundantly as possible. So you have to use your energies. Learn them because you're blessed. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles, investing in yourself. You're investing in yourself. You're saying no, setting boundaries to people. There's someone here actually walking away. But with you walking away, you're gaining yourself, your independence, your freedom. Investing in yourself, getting to know you. And now you're asking questions, still doing it backwards. Why did I stay so long? Why did I allow this person to treat me this way when I really didn't like them that much? You're not going to continue to do things backwards. You're going to question everything before you jump in, Virgo. This investment that you're investing into yourself, it leads to success. We have the Scorpio card here. This is the Death card. Endings tonight. There's an ending of a cycle. This is a new moon. This is rebirth. You speak into the moon because you desire transformation. You desire change. And we have to be the change that we want to see. So this is renewal of you. At the bottom of the deck, Virgo, we have the 3 of Cups. Well, excuse me, this is not the bottom, but this is the bonus card that we have. But that's the 3 of Cups you're celebrating. And there's going to be something worth celebrating. A celebration could come as a reunion between you and someone that you haven't spoken to in a very long time. You could be going to a party to celebrate. Celebrating with new friends. Just being happy. Investing back into yourself, that celebration in itself. But going out in a group, you may be meeting someone, but just don't rush. Take your time and really get to know the person. Before my husband and I saw each other, we spoke as friends for months and months. We just spoke as friends. And then I went to see him. And that's when things started changing. Take your time. We have the number 11 with this is justice. The number 11 is justice. You may be going through some legalities. You may need to get some things in order. But this is justice. This is Libra here. Listen, there's some truths coming out. But this is you being true to yourself with this decision that you're making for yourself. Now, this decision, be mindful that there's a cause and there's an effect. So even with the decision, you don't have to rush it. Just be cautious. Just know this is what you desire for you. Because when justice comes, justice is balanced. And you want to be in alignment with yourself. You want to be fair with yourself. Because if you make any decision when something is not balanced, there can be consequences. But the number 11 is a message from your angels concerning your soul mission or greater life purpose. So when the angels send you messages containing master number 11, they are sending you inspiration and encouragement to develop your abilities in ways that will help all of humanity. But that's who you are anyway. Angel number 11 symbolizes the principles of spiritual enlightenment and awakening, and is a reminder from your angels that you have come to this physical realm, to this physical world, to be true to who you are. So if the angel number 1 is about leadership, and you are a leader, you are blessed to be in that position. Optimism, positivity, and taking the initiative. Master number 11 multiplies these attributes to a higher power. The number 11 represents a transmutation of your personal power to a higher, more spiritual level. Tap in. It's so important to tap in. The person that I was speaking about, all they had to do was tap in. And once they tapped in, they were able to use the gifts that they were born with. They can see, they can hear, they can feel, and that's beauty. They can recognize voices of loved ones. All they had to do was tap in. Daniel's son got upset with Mr. Miyagi. He thought he was learning nothing. Mr. Miyagi taught Daniel's son how to find his strength inside himself. You are blessed, Virgo. This is different. You are blessed. And with these gifts that you were blessed with on all levels, tap in. Find them. Because they're in you. And then use them. I'm going to close off this reading for the sign of Virgo with a card. I'm going to do something different. I usually wait for a card to fall out, but I know my spiritual team. When I use this deck, when I do that, 5 or 6 or 7 cards could come up out of here. So I'm splitting the deck tonight, as I did. The first card we're taking, what expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? So Virgo, what expectations do you have that you feel like are impossible to meet? The expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. Even if you're walking away from someone, say thank you anyway. Thank you for the lessons. Even when someone has disappointed you, say thank you, because life is full of lessons and we're learning something new every single day. And when we cross over into the next realm, we're still going to be learning. Today's soul action, Virgo, be grateful. You are being summoned to more peace. Peace is home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. Plain and simple, that's exactly what I said in the beginning of the reading. People are going to be who they are. You can't change them. You could wish that they would act accordingly to what you think they should act like, but you have to allow a person to be who they are authentically. All humans have free will, which is why our angels cannot intervene in our lives without our express permission. This is why our angels send us messages in the form of signs, visions, and angel numbers. Your angels are always around you, and they give you a little ding ding to say that person, he or she ain't it. Ding ding. Oh, that's the one. But you have to be prepared to listen. But sometimes when we get those pings from our angels, we ignore them because we want to be in control. And that's the ego. When you release the ego, then you'll find that you won't be diving head into a pool with no water. What risk can I take today? And I hope not diving into an empty pool. Be not mistaken, you will have to take bigger risks than you ever thought possible on this path towards your dream, Virgo. You will have to take the big scary leap, but do not fret because your soul has wings. Today's soul action. What risk can you take to move towards your dreams? Make a decision and do it. I told you, you have a decision to make here. No more thinking, only doing. Be brave and courageous, and you will discover what you are really made of. That's having that strength. Use it. We all have it. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. I send to you nothing but love and light. I'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes to do the Leo reading. I'll be back in about 5, well, it's going to be 5 minutes because it's almost 11:30 and I want to be outside with the moon, right? Not in the streets, but with the moon. But I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch, and I send to you nothing but love and light. Good night.